Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today our group will present about the ethical and governance practices in Airasia Berhad. So this is our group members. The first one is me, Nur Amniatira, Adina Farisa, Naili Izzati, Kamalia, Ainun Nazifa and also Nurul Batrisha.
Assalamualaikum. Our group would like to present a case study of Airasia. So first of all, me, Ainul Nazifa binti Muhammad Taha, will present regarding background company, vision, mission and core values. So for company background of Airasia is Airasia was established in 1993 with commenced operation in 1996. In 2001, Jun Air Sdn Berhad, which is Tony Fernandez company, purchased this airline from DRB Highcom. Within 2 years, Tony Fernandez was able to turn Airasia as into a profitable company after successful operations. Airasia is a leading low-cost carrier in the Asian region that offers passengers and cargo transportation service across domestic and international markets. The group operates through a network of hubs in Malaysia, Philippines, Thailand, Indonesia, India and Japan. Next is vision, mission and core values of Airasia. For vision of Airasia is to be the largest low-cost airline in Airasia and serving the 3 billion people who are currently underserved with poor connectivity and high fares. So for mission is first to be the best company to work for, whereby employees are treated as a part of big family. Second, create a globally recognized Asian brand. Third is to attain the lowest cost so that everyone can fly with Airasia. And lastly is maintain the highest quality product, embracing technology to reduce cost and enhance service level. Core value of Airasia is first, safety first, which partnering with the world's most renowned maintenance providers and complying with the world airline operations. Second is high aircraft utilization, which implementing the region's fastest turnaround time at only 25 minutes, assuring lower cost and higher productivity. Third is low fare, no frills, which providing guests with the choice of customizing service without compromising on quality and service. Fourth is lean distribution system, which offering a wide and innovative range of distribution channels to make booking and traveling easier. That's all from me. Thank you.
My name is Adina. I will continue with the ethical frameworks. So the first one is code of conduct. Airasia has a strong code of conduct that outlines how employees and partners should behave. It strictly prohibits bribery and corruptions to ensure confidentiality of sensitive information and require everyone to avoid conflict of interest. So this helps the company maintain trust and professionalism. So the second one is whistleblower policy. The company encourages employees and even external stakeholders to report any unethical or illegal behavior. So Airasia provides secure and confidential channels to do this, and they make sure that the whistleblower are protected from the retaliations. So this policy promotes accountability at all levels. The third one is ethical training programs. So all employees from new hire to senior staff receive regular training on ethics. This program covers topics like anti-corruption, data privacy, and workplace behavior. The training used real-world scenario to help employees make the right decisions in their daily work. So by having all of these systems in place, Airasia built a culture of transparency and trust. So this effort not only ensure they follow all the law, but also support long-term success by protecting the company's reputations and gaining stakeholder confidence.
Alright, now I'll be presenting the analysis of governance practices at Capital A Berhad, which was formerly known as Airasia Group Berhad. The focus will be on 3 key areas: the board's composition and effectiveness, executive compensation, and potential conflicts of interest. The first one, board composition and effectiveness. Let's start with the structure of the board. Capital A's board consists of a mix of executive and non-executive directors, including independent directors. This setup follows Bursa's Malaysia requirement and on paper should allow for proper oversight and decision making. However, the company is still heavily led by its 2 founders, Tony Fernandez as Group CEO and Kamaruddin Maranun as Executive Chairman. While both have significant experience and have contributed greatly to the company's growth, their continued dominance raises concerns about board's independence. In theory, independent directors should be able to challenge management decisions objectively, but in practice, when the same individuals have held power for many years and are also company co-founders, it becomes harder for the board to remain neutral, especially in sensitive situations. One example is the Airbus bribery case in 2020, when allegations emerged in the Airbus had paid bribes to secure aircraft purchases. It raised the question: did the board act fast enough to firmly enough to investigate the matter? This incident exposed the weakness in the board's ability to oversee executive actions, especially during a crisis. Okay, moving on to executive compensation. Capital A's compensation of framework includes base salaries, performance-based bonuses, and share-based incentive. This is quite standard among public listed companies, and it aims to attract capable leaders and align their interests with shareholders. During the COVID-19 pandemic, both the CEO and chairman took voluntary pay cuts. This was a positive move and showed some sense of accountability and leadership during difficult period. However, one issue that stands out is the lack of transparency regarding how executive performance is measured. The company doesn't clearly disclose the key performance indicators or KPIs used to decide on bonuses or share rewards. Without clear disclosures, it is difficult for shareholders to assess whether executive pay is truly linked to company performance. This could create a perception that executives are being rewarded regardless of results, which goes against the principles of good governance. Finally, let's talk about conflict of interest. A serious governance issue happened in 2020 when Airbus was accused of bribing Airasia officials by sponsoring the Caterham F1 team, which was linked to the two co-founders. Although both executives were later cleared by Malaysian authorities, the incident still damaged Capital A's reputation. It also highlighted a major conflict of interest where personal interests were possibly mixed with business decisions. This kind of situation shows a weak governance because it suggests that the board might not be properly monitoring the actions of top management. When conflict of interest happen, it affects investors' trust and raises doubts about how ethical the company really is.
Okay, hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Airasia. So today I'm going to present about legal and reputational challenge faced by Airasia Group Berhad and also the management response to legal and reputational challenge. Okay, so for legal and reputational challenge faced by Airasia Group Berhad, the first point is legal dispute with Malaysia Airport Holding Berhad. Airasia contested the charges, believing the services at KLIA 2 didn't justify the fees. Despite attempts at mediation, the matter escalated to court. The court rulings went against Airasia, but both parties agreed to settle to support aviation industry recovery post-pandemic. For the second point, anti-competitive behavior allegation. Airasia was accused of breaching competition law, which would have negatively affected consumer trust. However, the federal court cleared the airline, providing a legal win and some reputational recovery. The third point is flight delays and customer service failure. So, these delays spark public frustration, especially due to the airline's slow and unclear communication. The incident damaged the brand reputation and highlight weakness in Airasia operational response. The fourth point is conflict with Malaysia Aviation Group (MAG). This dispute suggests a lapse in corporate ethics or miscommunication. It also illustrates challenges Airasia faces in integrating digital services while respecting industry boundaries. And the last point is false reporting of 500 million loan. The misinformation temporarily hurt Airasia's financial credibility. The resolution helped restore some trust, but it also emphasized the impact of media on corporate reputation. Okay, for the next slide is management response to legal and reputational challenge. So for the first point is legal compliance and mediation with MAHB. So despite unfavorable rulings, Airasia demonstrated responsibility by fulfilling legal obligation and eventually ending the dispute to foster industry collaboration. For the second point is victory in MYCC legal appeal. Airasia legal persistence paid off, clearing its name and protecting its financial and reputational interests. The third point, acknowledging a reputational concern. So they showed commitment to improving operational efficiency and customer communication, and also aiming to rebuild public trust. The fourth point is promoting transparency. So this reinforced its stance on transparent and open communication with stakeholders to improve credibility. The fifth point, a legal dispute with MAG. So while specific management actions are undisclosed, this highlights the need for clear agreements and respect for intellectual property in industry relations. And the last point is ongoing commitment to governance and ethics. This emphasizes continuous improvement in stakeholder engagement, customer service, and crisis response to strengthen long-term resilience. That's all for me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Naili Izati. Today I will talk about the recommendation for improvement, short-term recommendations. First, whistleblower protection program. Airasia should create a clear policy that lets staff and outsiders report problems like fraud or safety issues safely. Reports should go through a security system like a hotline or encrypted website run by a trusted third party. People who report honestly must be protected from punishment. This shows Airasia support honesty and fairness. Second, revision and strengthening of the Code of Ethics. The current Code of Ethics needs to be updated to include topics like cyber security, the environment, and anti-bribery. It should also cover conflicts of interest and responsible use of technology. All employees should get the new code and complete training to understand it. This will build a stronger ethical workplace. Next, formation of Ethics and Compliance Committee. A special team should be set up to deal with ethical issues. This group should include people from HR, legal, operations, and audit. They will check for risks, investigate complaints, do audits, and suggest actions. The team should report to the board regularly to keep things honest and accountable. And the fourth one is making the decision-making process transparent. Airasia should share summaries of important decisions, especially those about safety, suppliers, or data use. Choosing vendors should be open and follow clear rules to avoid bribery or favoritism. Being transparent helps prevent corruption and build people trust. And lastly, launch of an employee ethics awareness campaign. Airasia can run a fun and engaging campaign to teach employees about ethics. Use stories, posters, emails, videos, games, and training based on real-life situations. Give rewards to employers who show strong ethics. This helps make integrity a part of everyday work. Next, we will talk about the long-term recommendation. The first one is integration of ethics into leadership development. Airasia to train its managers and leaders not just in business but also in ethics, responsible leaders, and how to manage a stakeholder. Promotion and performance review should include ethics as a key factor. Leaders who show honesty set a good example and help build a responsible culture. The second recommendation is strengthening independent board oversight. Airasia needs more independent, non-executive directors on its board. These members can give unbiased advice and challenge poor decisions. Board members should also regularly to bring in fresh ideas and avoid conflicts. Every year, this should be a training on ethics and governance. A third, integration of ESG, environmental, social government principles. Asia should follow ESG standards by setting goals like cutting emissions, helping communities, and being more open. An annual ESG report should be published and reviewed by an outside party. This shows long-term thinking and build trust with investigators and with investors and with the public. The fourth one is ethical alignment with suppliers and partners. AirAsia should apply its ethical rules to all vendor and partners. Contracts should clearly state that suppliers must follow AirAsia code of conduct, especially in areas like aircraft maintenance and technology. The company should also check suppliers regularly and contract if they break the rules. Lastly, the utilization of technology of governance improvement. AirAsia should also use digital tools to help monitor ethics and enforce policies. AI can spot problems like financial fraud or insider trading. A central system can track ethics, training cases, and reports. Automation also cuts human error and improve efficiency. That's all from me. Thank you.
In conclusion, this assignment has summarized Airasia Group Berhad's ethical and governance policies that focus on both on its strengths and issues in corporate conduct. Airasia Code of Conduct, whistleblower policy, and frequent ethical training program have established a strong foundation for ethical conduct. This initiative demonstrate the company efforts to promote transparency, accountability, and integrity at all stages of its operations. While the board include both executive and independent non-executive director, the co-founders' continued leadership creates concern about board independence and the ability to react impartially to executive misbehavior. This was especially obvious in the Airbus bribery affair, which exposed weaknesses in ethical supervision and conflict of interest in the management. ASEA also has experienced civil legal and reputational issues, including lawsuits against Malaysia Airport Holding Berhad, regulatory penalties, customer service complaints, and also public criticism. As a result, the recommendation that was suggested earlier, which include better whistleblower protections, transparent decision making, a dedicated ethics and compliance committee, and increased board independence are essential steps to be implemented. Integrating environmental, social, and governance (ESG) concepts and applying technology for compliance monitoring can help improve a company ethical and governance structure. So that's all from our group. Thank you.